We wrap up our salute to community salute with This Week in Jefferson City. We wanted to know how this capital city came to be what it is today.
Yes, and how important the capital is to that. KRCG 13's Juliette Dreyer joins us now with more on Jefferson City, its history, and its people.
Well, you may or may not know that I'm originally from the East Coast, and I have to admit that when I moved here, my knowledge of the area was pretty limited, but it really only takes one look at the capital to realize how important this city is to the state of Missouri. So I set out to learn a little bit more about capital city history and what makes it so special to those that live here. My first stop was the Jefferson City Visitors Bureau, where I met up with Executive Director of the State Historical Society of Missouri, Gary Kramer, to learn some capital city history.
The city of Jefferson was created to be the seat of state government by the legislature in 1821, but it took 5 years before there was enough here for the legislature to actually move here. And even then, some legislators had to stay in tents. There weren't enough houses. There was one hotel in town.
19th century Jefferson City relied heavily, almost solely, on state government and the state penitentiary for revenue.
Jefferson City businessmen paid for the right, paid to get to run the penitentiary. They had to clothe, house, feed, and guard the inmates at their own expense. But in exchange for that, they could hire out the convict labor anywhere they wanted, any way they wanted.
The presence of so few industries, along with the city's then remote location, drew criticism from neighboring cities, claiming that Jefferson City should not be the state capital.
Jefferson Cityans were very sensitive. They still are to the allegation that this is a small town and that it should be a bigger city if it's going to be the seat of government. Jefferson Cityans tried to respond to and even anticipate criticisms of their remaining the state capital and to address those criticisms by doing things like building a bridge across the river.
Today, the city has an estimated population of 43,332. Still, many people enjoy the small town feel.
This is kind of like a Cheers environment here, that everybody may not know your name, but you're going to bump into somebody you know.
Present-day downtown Jefferson City is a far cry from its wilderness roots, with plenty of shops, restaurants, and attractions.
I'm constantly amazed by the Missouri State Capitol. No matter how many times I tour there, I find something new that I hadn't seen before.
Even though the city constantly works to attract new residents, people who made memories here have a special connection to the capital city.
A number of people have been engaged here, probably hundreds over the course of 31 years, and they come back and they want to have their engagement anniversary and they want to sit at that same table, you know, and so those are nice memories.
It is an endlessly intriguing place. I've spent the bulk of my life trying to understand it.
Whether it be a favorite restaurant or just the overall atmosphere, there's something about the capital city that Jefferson Cityans hold near to their hearts. And Gary Kramer gave a ton of other information that I couldn't fit into this interview. He talked about Missouri during the Civil War and the divide between the Union and the Confederacy. And he also told a funny story about the rivalry between Jefferson City and Sedalia during the 19th century. So I've uploaded his full interview on YouTube.
Well, they got the fair, we got the capital.
Exactly.
So, okay, thanks. We'll check that out.
Now here's Zach.